Yep. Nope.
Run down and then that's cool. Yeah.
We're gonna bring Jack.
Go.
My mic sounds nice. Check one. Check two. Check three.
Oh boy.
All right, we'll have lift off here. Thanks you guys for your patience. So we got our tech stuff worked out. We got to jump into here and make it an hour.
We'll be right back. We'll shoot right back. Yes. No, thanks guys for being patient. This is New Hampshire Craft Beer Week. We're in the middle of it, or we've just begun, right? How's it going, everybody? We're finally here at Great North, Aleworks, Manchester. Man, spring, right? Thoughts? Thoughts, concerns?
on spring?
A lot of concerns. Holy cow, the drive-in. Let me tell you something. But yeah, no, we are here doing this thing here. We're going to be talking to Rob and Lisa in a second, but just a quick introduction. My name is Brian.
My name is Ben.
And I'm Sean.
And we are the Seacoast Beverage Lab podcast. We do a beer podcast every single week, every Monday around this time, pending the weather. But no, this is an all online podcast. We are rarely in front of actual people, which is why, as the usual running joke goes, we actually have pants on this time. But usually we're laptop focused, so there's nothing going on underneath. But yeah, we're here for you, and we're doing the New Hampshire Craft Beer Week podcast live here. Thanks to everyone that want us to come here.
And we're just missing one member. We typically also have Carla, the beer babe.
Yes.
But she lives north of Portland, Maine, so it's a little bit tough for her to come down here on a weeknight.
Especially tonight, where it was all of a sudden a blizzard out of nowhere.
Probably, well, this point.
She hates us. Feel free. But yeah, no, so again, we're a beer-focused podcast, kind of geared towards beer geek, beer enthusiast, kind of make it easy to listen to, but not super intense beer geek. We want to make sure everyone has fun and enjoys who we're talking to. And again, tonight's topic is unlike any other. We're talking about a new beer release. We're talking to brewer
Owners. And it's kind of weird that although that we've done this is our 141st show.
Yes.
144.
There it is.
And this is the third show we've ever done, actually in person.
Yeah, I don't like seeing these people usually, but I heard we ordered pizza, so it's about to get real comfortable real soon. So should we get right to it?
We should.
And invite Rob and Lisa North up to the seats here. She's ducking out of the camera. Please welcome Rob and Lisa North. You know them.
I don't know if for anyone watching, if you can see this is a really cool tasting room menu, and with a food list and beer to go and other important information. I just want to note on that first. A lot of people don't put the other important information anywhere that you can find when you go into a bar or brewery or even at any event. And it's great to see that you have your Twitter handle, your hashtag, along with your Facebook, and everyone wants things on Facebook, but they don't know where to go, right? So, you have to send people there. So I commend you for that. That's awesome.
Most importantly, though.
We have to thank Brian for that.
Oh yes, Brian Part, of course, and yes, in the back.
He pays attention to all of those details.
Most importantly, though, as all of us beer geeks know, we need our phones close by, and we're always too timid and scared to ask for the Wi-Fi password. It's right there. Don't have to ask about the Wi-Fi password. It's right here.
Pretty much the only thing that's not on here is where's the restroom, but I guess depend where the handout was. The restroom could be in a totally different direction.
Emergency, there's a restroom over here and over here. So we're good to go. Yeah. A walking map.
That would be awesome.
How are we looking on those mics?
Done.
You're gonna really get that's for a snare drum.
We're a really high value production company here. So if you have a snare drum, we can mic that up and it'll sound awesome. I promise.
So what's gonna do it? I appreciate you guys having us on the beginning of New Hampshire Craft Beer Week.
No, thanks for
And
coming.
we'll get the very simple questions out of the way, but mainly, how did we cut this? What was once the Office Cube Park? How did you get from where you were to now owning your own brewery?
So in the beginning,
Yes, movie trailer speak.
So yeah, I'll try to give a brief version of the same little talk I gave last night at the Hot Dogs.
Yes.
Basically, got the home brewing about 21 years ago, while still living in Canada, mostly wine at the time, which seems to be the thing, and but did a little bit of beer on the side. A big pot with like a extract, 5 pounds of sugar. It was never very good, so I never really took a serious interest into it. But would brew on and off, and then about 2006, Lisa had the good sense to finally marry me, and
Is it because of the beer?
yeah, well,
It's too nice.
Wow.
no, I won't get into that story. But
Well, this is 10-year anniversary coming up this year.
we do have a 10-year. Yes,
how do you know that?
Absolutely. So,
Did you marry him? Okay, yeah. You're the spaghetti monster on that wedding.
but anyways, we got married, bought a house, and then I also right at the time I was listening to a lot of podcasts, which are relatively new at that point, and happened to actually find the Brewing Network and started listening and kind of taking it all in and
Amateurs,
but I could, but the light bulb went off that between having a house with some space that I could actually beer malt liquid malt extract, and I could do a wort boil, and you know what? I could even have a kegerator in the basement. And from there,
It would probably been easier to get the kegerator in the basement before you were married.
Well,
There was not any argument on
No
that.
question.
yeah, that's why I married her.
Absolutely. Oh, that's why.
And also around the same time, discovered Brew Free or Die, New Hampshire's largest, longest-standing homebrew club,
Yes.
and
Yes. I heard his boo for a second. Like, wait a second.
We got some haters.
rival. A lot of heat.
Rival home.
but absolutely got enthralled with the hobby. Found myself brewing, every other week, every week sometimes. Became a national level BJCP beer judge, and had the great fortune back in 2010 to win the Sam Adams Patriot competition.
Yes.
And with a
No,
with-
I'm sorry.
I thought you were saying that as in like I'm in that club too.
I'm in there. Huge accomplishment.
Don't you have one?
The beer I had entered in, which one was a Roush Beer that I brewed on a chilly Tuesday night after work. And
What year was that?
that was 2010. So the beer was actually made in 2009, but the competition was in 2010. And
I think I might have been somewhere involved in either the judging or that year or whatnot, because they were the thought that it had come up was that the beer for the pay competition goes on at Gillette Stadium, and so everyone kind of knows and has this idea of beer list at stadiums is going to be like, and there was a couple beers and people were like, are they really going to put on a smoked beer at Gillette Stadium? And because that was the winning beer and the overall winning style, they kind of had their hand had to do it. So that's pretty commendable, bringing a non-traditional style to a larger venue that way.
And in all credit to Sam Adams, like they've porter on one, they on 1 year. Like, can you imagine like like, pounding 22 ounce, like Baltic porters.
Well, they're selling it for $55.
Well, that's true.
Growler prices for
They sell better when it's snowing.
yeah.
So basically, after I kept competing. I won some more awards, and 2011 made the decision that it was high time that one of us left the day job in IT and pursued something that was really fulfilling and worth getting out of bed in the morning. So eventually I left my day job in March of 2012 and had been working on the business plan and financing and real estate and all that. And finally all kind of came to a head in October of 2014, where we got tentative bank approval and signed a lease, and then put our equipment order in the next day, and signed the lease to this space about 2 weeks after that. And we've really moved in here in about April of 2015. Fit up started around May last period, and have been doing since the end of July 2015. So we're coming up to about 7 months now, or so. And we've had our beer on the street since Labor Day of 2015. So we're coming up, and our tasting room's been open for that same period of time.
Okay. But you've experienced prior to opening working on a beer system.
Yeah,
report.
Yeah, so
maybe
while working on the business plan and locations and this and that, had the great fortune to pay a visit to Newburyport Brewing just before they were open. Actually, our good friend Mike Robinson, who won the Sam Adams long shot competition, had just got hired on as the head there, and I called Mike and said, "Hey, I'd love to see your brew house. Once you get your equipment." And he said, "Sure, come on by and to the tour." And I was thinking, like, "Oh, I may buy from that manufacturer." And so after the tour, Mike turned to me and said, "So other than trying to get a brew pub or a brewery off the ground, like, what are you up to these days?" I'm like, "Well, not much." He said, "Well, I'm looking for an assistant brewer. Doesn't pay much, but I'm like, oh." Just an opportunity that kind of fell in my lap, and I was the assistant brewer at Newburyport from February 2013 through the end of the year, pretty much. And I was on board there for the second pilot batch they ever made. So it was great.
How many brews do you think that kind of, on average, that would have been that you did it on a production scale?
I don't know, 50.
That's
yeah,
quite a large amount. So
yeah.
Do you see that kind of gave you, like, kind of propelled you? You weren't just the home brewer, that you now have actually brewed.
Yeah, well, if nothing else, it sort of gave me the confidence and say, yeah, I can brew on a production system, and I know how to run a 20-barrel brew house. It's really just, in a way, it's like home brewing, but on a much larger system, and just being familiar and comfortable with that sort of equipment, especially on a system that Newburyport has. Very similar to our system. There's not a ton of automation, so it's not like you're actually sitting behind a glass, screen. It's like, no, you're.
Oh, where you're like, go. Oh, I have to move stuff too.
No,
crazy.
No, it's no, it's great. So it's it's just automated enough to make things a little bit easier, but it's still it's craft brewing. So.
Nice. My only question was, going into your job, did Mike know that your plan was to go on your own way?
Oh, absolutely.
So he's cool with that?
Oh, yeah.
That's cool.
Between Mike, Chris, and Billy. Oh, yeah.
Nice.
I basically, came in the door, taught him about 6 different beers to try. And, it's always been very open with those guys. It's like, the long-term goal is to our own place, because let's be honest, it's tough to retire on $10 an hour. So.
Just you at home and watching live on the web,
and they're great friends to this day, and they've helped our brewery along the way too. So,
going back a little bit to just the starting brewery process, when you are looking for a location, which this is an awesome space that you have here, and the brewery's back the way. What was the approach that you were looking at of how you found the match made in heaven?
Yeah. So initially, when we started looking places, we'd been kind of told by the banks that banks know real estate. So find a place you can buy, because some banks they don't know stainless steel, but they know they can put a valuation on on a building. So we were sort of focused initially on places that we could actually buy rather than rent. And we found a place, and the bank said, yeah, on second thought, yeah, we're not so comfortable with lending that amount of money for not only the building itself but all the fit up and all the equipment. So we're like, oh, we'll rent it. They're like, all right, great, go ahead and rent it. And then we had to back away from that particular piece of real estate due to some kind of structural issues that were just a little concerning that the current owner wasn't really interested in addressing. So it would have been on us, which was just a risk, and we decided to kept thinking around, and obviously we wanted to be in Manchester, given that Lisa and I live in Manchester, wanted to make it relatively close to home. Manchester's got some of the best drinking water in the country, which also makes really fantastic brewing water. And we just happened to find this place with about 8,700 square feet, great production space, a loading dock, nice little space out front, parking. So it was just all the crucial elements were there. They're similar in many ways to the spot that Newburyport ended up landing on. Like, they've also got sort of, it's not downtown, but easy enough to find. They've got parking. They've got room for the grain silo out back, tasting room, brewery space. So yeah, we're very fortunate to have found this spot, and it's a relatively new building too. So we don't have some of the issues that you might get with a cooler, like an old mill building with exposed and whatnot.
Everybody doing that though.
Well,
It's not cool anymore.
It's all fine and good. It's kind of like an old place like that require a lot of upkeep and whatnot, and come with their own set of challenges. So
We have exposed brick.
we do have exposed
Yeah,
brick.
exposed brick.
Yeah.
Check.
Yes.
Brick wallpaper.
Like Sean's bedroom.
Way to peel the mask. Oh,
Keep some secrets to us, please. Yeah. So, but as a lot of people that might not be as much into brewing as knowledge-wise, you said water is very important. Do you have to do much to the water coming from Manchester to your liking for the
Yeah, so Manchester water is so soft and pure. It's Pilsen-esque. So there's basically no calcium in the water. It comes from Lake Massabesic. It's very consistent year round. So we actually have to build it back up. Calcium chloride and calcium sulfate most of the time, in order to get the calcium content that we like to have in the beer, so at least flocculates and clear in the beer, and also to achieve the flavor profile that we're targeting.
The RVP is kind of the mock beer of the one that you made for the Patriot Homebrew. Were you taking water into account when you were making that for the competition? And did you try to match that same water here when you were making it on a bigger scale?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So as a homebrewer, for maybe not, I don't want to say that batch 1, batch 2, but certainly say batch 20. I was making water adjustments on every single batch of beer. Again, trying to target a very specific flavor profile, correct for pH. In order essentially to make the best beer possible, and we've taken that same approach here.
So it's as important home brewer as it is a mission brewer to keep an eye on the water, at least to maintain the taste you
want.
I
think so, and it's something that doesn't, it's very, very inexpensive to do, relatively easy. So like, well, if you can do it, why not? It's not like another stainless steel pot or equipment. And any of the spreadsheets that are available, or after reading John Palmer's book, so there's tons of resources that can help you in that.
Now, if you didn't the calcium, what would you expect it to? How drastic of a change, or if you didn't add the things that you need to change the water, how drastic of a change would it be?
I don't know, because I've never done it. So certainly, like, we dial it in the beers for on the sulfate side in order to get our bitterness the way we want. Same thing with the chloride side, which basically accentuates maltiness. And like I said, we want our beers to be presentable, be relatively clear, and of course, the other very important consideration is mash pH. So in theory, if your pH is like way off, you're not going to version that you would expect. It can lead to other issues, such as astringency. Would easily avoided by doing appropriate water treatment. So we're kind of like warding off against potential problems. It's not to say you can't make great beer with untreated Manchester water or any water for that. I wouldn't recommend trying, say, strictly reverse osmosis water, which is completely void of any salts or minerals. But again, in our case, we're trying to dial each beer in to make the best beer possible, and that's been our kind of stance. Go.
I have a non-beer,
non-water question.
Well,
Water podcast.
we know that you guys have done. You guys have talked,
yeah.
at length about this kind of stuff, but we kind of want to give people a chance to get to know you guys on things maybe outside of this, but still get to know you as a person. I'm curious as to what. I have a couple drink-related questions. What's your go-to beer that's not your own? And then we're going to lose any sponsors if that doesn't distribute.
Oh, come on.
Well, we're regulars at some establishments in Manchester on a Tuesday night, and if we're not drinking our own, we usually start with an Allagash White, and there's usually a Founders All Day IPA in that mix somewhere as well. So
Nice.
those are a couple.
Nice.
Absolutely.
Did you have any, kind of going off there real quick, making the smoking, did you have any Roush Beer favorites? Were you trying to make a Roush Beer like that then, or you were trying to make Roush Beer that you would like?
No,
Inspired by
Yes.
No,
I'm a big smoke beer fan, so if you had any inspiration.
In all honesty, I kind of learned of that style and just decided to go for it.
Well, 10 years ago,
Never
there wasn't
having
a lot to choose from.
never having tried one, and it's like, oh, this is kind of a cool, interesting style. I'm just gonna, make it. And actually, I made it as an ale, and we still make it as an ale here, whereas it would traditionally be made as lager, because back then, I didn't have the ability to make lager at home. So I was like, screw it, I'm gonna do it. And,
We're great for you.
Now, before we get too far into it, and before we drink all of our, well, I already did, but can you tell us about tie-dye? Because that's
why we're here.
That's why we're here.
yeah.
Talk to you with tie-dye as well.
So tie-dye is our summer season. It's basically a hoppy American ale that clocks in around 5.3, 5.4% alcohol. We had a version of tie-dye last year that we came out only once. We brewed 20 barrels of, and that was it. It was on draft only. And this year we so it's like, okay, in the interest of trying to make the best beer possible, we actually did some pretty extensive pilot batchings, and I did a 10-gallon batch. John, our QA manager, did a 10-gallon batch. Ryan, our assistant brewer, also did a 10-gallon batch. Brewed them all, put them up side by side, at each one blind, and then we basically with the recipe for the big system. So we basically essentially the malt bill that similar to what John and myself had done. We used Ryan's hop bill.
Were they all pale ales, or were they different style beers?
Nope.
And kind of landed on a pale ale.
Yeah, no. The parameters were basically we're going to make a hoppy pale ale. Go for it. Using our base malt, our yeast, and the hops that we have available. Although John did change that up a little bit, and he made his pilot beer with a hop that we currently don't have and are having trouble getting.
So he's fired. You fired him.
Well, no, we still love John. Yeah, so he's
Just
out
like
there.
a black market trade for him.
Well, the crazy thing was, like, we were struggling. It's like, oh, this is really good. I wonder if we can get this hop in quantities that we need. And we struggled. It's like, all right, John, it's not going to happen. We're not going to be able to get this hop, even if we wanted to brew with it. And then literally the day started all emails like, hey, I got 88 pounds of Mandarina Bavaria if you guys need it. And like, too late. That chip is sailed. So.
Now, I think traditionally a lot of people are expecting like summer ale to be like a unfiltered wheat beer, and your summer ale. Was thought into that, or it just says we want to go with the pale ale, so that's the way that we're driving.
I think a lot of it is like we wanted to brew something hoppy, almost akin to a session IPA, but with more body and more in the style of an American pale ale, but still bright and citrusy and hoppy. But we didn't want to make hop water. We wanted to have something with some legs. So that was really the goal behind this beer. So like I said, about 5.3, 5.4% alcohol. Made with the malt bill is basically 2. We use oats, wheat, and some Munich malt. So there's actually 0 crystal malt in the beer whatsoever. We're very
Is draft only or cans, or what are we looking at?
We so for the first time we're going to be putting our seasonal beer in cans. So we're canning tomorrow.
I think we're gonna get a shot of the can because it's really nice. Yeah.
So it was a can design. We actually had it sort of in our back pocket last year, but decided it's like, okay, well, let's just get out the door with draft only. So, in 6-packs, in cans, probably by the end of this week. Hopefully, we'll see it on shelves. And we are also releasing a variety pack, mixed 12-pack, consisting of our 3 core beer, which is our IPA, RVP, or Robust Vanilla Porter, and Smokin', which is our Roush Beer, plus 3 cans initially tie-dyed, or summer ale. And then come fall, we're going to be putting our fall seasonal in a can, which will be the same beer that we did last year, which is a cranberry, that we call Cranberry Wit.
Clever name.
Yeah,
clever name. I know. Yeah.
Like, wait for it. Nice.
Just looking at the can, I was thinking when you're tie-dyeing a shirt, you're not really actually tie-dyeing the full shirt most of the time, just small parts of it, and then that's what the can looks like. So plays to me. That's my first thought on kind of looking at package design.
Yeah, we feel very, very fortunate. A couple friends of ours helped us out with the initial artwork and layout of the cans, and then from there we've kind of handed it over to our in-house rockstar team of graphic designers, i.e. Brian Hart, our sales and marketing manager, and Ryan Moore, our assistant brewer. So we're chock full of killer graphic design talent here, which we feel very, very blessed.
It's a great thing to have because designers love nothing more than having startups come to them and say, "Hey, can you do some design for me for free for me?"
Yeah,
I really appreciate it. I'm sure I did. Yeah, before my mic turns off. No, I'm not sure. Well, like, what you guys are very pro Manchester. Not, I guess the Seacoast maybe gets a
rather
lot
than
of
anti-Manchester.
right. Trust me. So yeah. No, but there's a lot of brewery stuff happening on the Seacoast area. Tell us what you guys like about Manchester. Like, why you want to bring people to the City of Love, as they call it. I just made that up. It's not true.
Who's they?
Well, of course, it's where we live.
It's just easier, just for the commute purposes.
We love the Seacoast too. We both lived when we both moved to the U.S. We both lived in the Seacoast. Lived in Portsmouth for years, Dover, Somersworth. So I love that area too. But yeah, we happen to live and work now in Manchester. We were looking for a house for things affordable. And also there in mid-range of where we were working. So Rob was in Stroud and Merrimack, so Manchester was a good central area, and we actually love the city. So there's lots to do, lots of places to go out, and yeah, I think like London area is exploding with breweries. I think Manchester is on tap for having some more breweries come up.
Absolutely. It's good to see breweries. I mean, again, I'm not anti-Portsmouth at all. I used to live there as well. It's good to see breweries kind of not go towards the tourist capital. It's nice to bring people out to other towns, and even though it's not downtown Manchester, it's still just as close. Nice to be here. It's not, but you're not surrounded by people trying to get everywhere. You know?
And in all honesty, so we're right on the I-93 corridor.
Right.
So we get lots of folks coming in from southern New Hampshire, the greater Boston area, whether it's ski traffic, summer, etc. So it's a great area.
Yeah.
That's again made for drums.
Oh, is that what it is? Oh, okay, yeah.
Just start drumming.
It'll work best.
Now, if I may, you'd mentioned something real quick. You said you moved to the U.S. Can you give us just a little background on what happened before this country?
Yeah, so I graduated from college in '95. I happened to be living in Ottawa, Canada's capital, and my mother, of all people, gave me a call. Like, oh, Rob, there's a new company that's starting an office in Halifax. It's a U.S. company, but they're opening up in. So she wanted to get me back.
Don't know.
And
Yeah.
so I applied and I got the job, and they said, "Okay, we'd like to send you to our office is located in Bedford, New Hampshire." So I took out the map. I was like, I have no idea where Bedford is. So I came down in '96, and Lisa came down. But as it happens, she grew up about 2 hours from where I grew up, and expats tend to congregate, and one thing led to another, and
Awesome.
Pints of hockey.
Exactly. Yeah.
In general, for those watching, and for maybe some of the folks here in the room, can you kind of go down of what kind of system you're running, the size, what package you have, what beers are you kind of focusing on at the moment?
So we're on we have a 20-barrel brew house. It's basically a 2-vessel system. It's a mash tun and a kettle/whirlpool from Diversified Metal Engineering out of inside Rhode Island, Canada.
Did you have to buy Canadian equipment?
No, but it was nice little. It's like I love seeing the 902 area code come up when I would take from those guys. But no, they've been around for almost 30 years now. They make great stuff. They made the system actually for Stone Days, for Maine Company. Lot in England have got DMU systems working great. We have one 20-barrel fermenter, 40-barrel fermenters, and 3 80-barrel fermenters. So we try
that's a lot of beer.
We've got about 4,500 barrels worth of capacity in-house currently, and we're in the market now for a bright tank, probably another fermenter.
You wouldn't know it walking in. You have for those that are watching, you walk in, there's merchandise, and there's a very nice looking bar set up. You don't see anywhere where beer would be brewed until you open the magical Willy Wonka doors, and there's this huge brewing system. So
maybe they need a TV with a webcam that just goes right.
I love the mystery of where's all this beer coming from?
I don't know what you're talking about. The small brew system, the 15-gallon system, is in the lobby there, right? That's
it's
where
all coming from here.
Yeah.
Can right off of that.
Yeah.
So maybe on the Sea Coast, the space is a little bit tighter, but I feel like a lot of system are the reason that you guys chose to do that.
Basically, we didn't want to have to upgrade and move a year from now. So we were confident in the beers we were able to produce, our business plan, and we wanted to build right the first time. And not have to scrap it and do it all over. You see lotteries have had to go through that very, very painful process, and we just again, we were confident in our plan and our approach. And
so you have a resume like yours. That's you can get that big system and know that it's going to come to fruition for you.
Sure.
I think you said 35,000 barrels is the current kind of capacity.
4,500 is about the
4,500.
Yep.
Listen, they're huge, but
So I just X zero and I got mine.
Yeah.
don't tell the distributors. They're brewing more than they can ship out. Yeah.
Is that your projection for now, or is that kind of
Yeah, no, that is more than the projection. But we have some pretty ambitious goals.
Well, I'm just curious if you had to hit. So I know, like Newburyport, for example, to hit certain numbers, they had to go to like a 3-shift brewing schedule where they're brewing like 6 days a week.
Right.
And, so
Yeah.
right now, I assume you're probably on like one or
those
2 shifts.
and those guys have absolutely exploded. Looking back to when I was brewing there, we would brew, maybe 40 barrels, once or twice a week, and they've really kicked some ass. So it's awesome to see. So we hope to have that success, but that would be a ways out. In all honesty,
You guys don't have any like collaboration beers coming out anytime soon, do you?
as a matter of fact.
Where'd you get that in? Don't worry about it. Nice. Yeah. Nice.
So I was fortunate enough to meet Michael Snyder of One Love Brewery a few years ago, actually, while we were still planning the project. And but he's got a place now up in Lincoln. We're here, so unfortunately with the brewery, Lisa and I don't really get out much to travel and see other breweries, but we've tried to stay in touch somewhat, and he contacted me a couple of months ago, and just to reconnect, and was interested in brewing a Kolsch. So we talked it over, and we formulated a recipe, and brewed a relatively small batch of Kolsch last Friday that will be available primarily up at One Love in Lincoln, but we'll have few half barrels here.
So is
up in
it
our
Great Love or One North? What are we looking at here?
I think we've
Great Love coming at you. Here's a Kolsch, smooth,
I think it was
refreshing,
something like,
Shut his mic off.
I don't know,
easy to
Shut his mic
drink.
off.
I think it'd be like great Kolsch collaboration, something like that. Yeah, we need to finalize the name, but Michael and we're very, very excited to have partnered up with.
Big fan of the style too.
Yeah, I know Mike is a proponent of cask beers. Have you gotten into the cask game yet?
Are you Firkin clean?
Nice one for
Boy.
the beer geeks out there.
I like that.
We're gonna have
I
to
like
shut
that.
Sean. So everyone say goodbye to Sean.
Yeah.
He's like out of here because there is. Yeah,
Sean doesn't have kids, and he's got all these dad jokes lined up.
Yeah, we've been doing we've been having some fun in the tasting room doing Firkins. So every couple of weeks
Nice.
we release something different. Some of the ones we've done in the past, and you can help me. Last week we had what was called chocolate cookie, which
Yum.
was started with our RVP. It was one that our QA manager, John, did. It had started with RVP. He added cold brew coffee, cinnamon, and a little bit of hot pepper blend. And chocolate, yes. We all did version of
Not spicy at all.
smokin' called Smokin' Hot, which was started with smokin' and added hot pepper blend. And how many peppers are in that? Like 16 or so. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So
All the peppers.
so it was
So
that was
it'll be mild.
Bell pepper. That's pretty much it. Just all the cloves of bell pepper.
and this Friday we have a cask of tie-dyed.
Oh, nice. So kick off
yeah,
today and have a cast.
exactly. So
Uh,
today's
Gravity or hand draw, pump draw.
gravity.
How dare you ask questions?
Sorry, technical.
Yeah.
So you can see us on our
Take it easy.
Tuesday show, Fun with Firkins.
One of the
I don't
Oh,
like him.
gosh.
He's got to get up.
I'll never call it a problem, but one of the realities that we face with is we generally brew 20 barrels at a time, so it can be difficult to do specialty beers. While we've got the small brewer system to brew 15 gallon, it's a lot of lift to brew that beer. It's really cool to pull off or 10.8 gallons worth into a Firkin and add some different hops or some spices and whatnot based on the core beers that we currently have, and then put them on tap for our, or tap the Firkin every other Friday, especially for our regulars who love to roll in after work for a pint.
Just gonna say, because
Round of applause for the regulars.
Hey, yeah.
Regulate.
The smell of pizza and beer does not. I want that Yankee Candle run to me. It's in beer. Just yeah. You mentioned you have some one-offs here. Do you change these up regularly? But I see the MVP is on nitro, which is always good to have. Do you try to have some other pilot batches as well to go on?
Yeah,
just people that come here.
Yeah, generally we'll have something special like on tap. Yeah, we just kicked our final log of chocolate milk stout on Saturday.
Nice.
So we saw that as an opportunity to.
People in the crowd are weeping.
Yeah. Taps in the background.
So we saw that it was a great opportunity. People had been kind of clamoring for. And we still have some amber lager. We're down to our very final half barrel of an amber lager that we brewed back in November, specifically for the somewhat north of Boston Film Fest. So
That old snob fest.
Very familiar.
once that is kicked, that will be done, and then we'll be looking for something else to put on.
Excellent. Are you tired of beer talk right now, or are you looking at something else?
No, I'm just checking out Facebook. What's happening? No, we like to do things a bit different here. And Brian and I have hosting a beer themed show for
What's that called?
It's called Let's Talk Beer. Where we like to play a couple games. We want to bring one over here just to have a little bit of fun with you guys. And Shauno as well. So we're gonna pit you up against Sean here. This is called it's either a punny beer name or one that I just made up earlier this afternoon.
So real versus
fake. I'm going to give you the name of the actual punny name, or if I just made it earlier today.
So, and you can work as a team.
All right,
If
absolutely.
they're punny and we like them, can we use them?
If I made it up, we can talk about that after.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes. Do you accept payment?
It just requires one can.
Exactly.
All right, we're gonna start off. We're gonna start at the top. Number one, Genghis Pecan. Genghis Pecan. Real, or did I make that up? We'll start with the guests.
Yeah.
Google. He says Google. How fast can I do this?
T North says fake.
Shauna,
It's real, made by juice.
look, you don't need to. Yeah, such a
Oh,
show.
sorry, that wasn't part of the question. I don't know the
I think that I
do
actually
not know
picked
the
a lot of the real ones are a lot of local breweries. I think Shauna, I really tried to work this against Sean.
It shows you how much we get out.
Yeah, not perfect. Getting everyone.
So 1 point to Sean. Number two, we'll start with Sean.
I was it real.
Team GN.
Real.
I thought I made it up.
No. Yeah.
I Googled it and nothing came up.
Oh, all right.
So is it what?
Oh, it's a
Oh, okay. We'll call that a draw.
real beer.
It was a drawer anyways.
Is that on tap?
All right, so it's Great North is in the lead.
100 points. 100 points.
Yep, 100 points to Great North. Yeah, I forgot to mention that Sean gets one. You guys get 100.
Is there a beer named Tie Dyed?
Just let's read these.
Get out of
questions.
here. This is our game.
Yeah.
Number 3. My Bach hurts like hells. That's a double play.
Talk about a dad joke.
Fake.
Sean,
Just for the game, I'll go real.
it's real. It's Jack's Abbey.
Oh.
Number 4. Phenomenal. Phenomenal. It's really shoehorned in there.
For the geeks.
I'm gonna say, do I go first?
Yeah, you go first.
I no, it's fake.
Gotta be. Yeah, we're saying fake.
Yep, that's fake. I made that up, and I'm really gonna try to get it going.
You can take that one.
Use that. Yeah, you can use that one.
We don't want that one.
Number 5, Hungry Hoppos.
That's pretty good.
Team GN.
That's just goofy enough. It's got to be real.
Sean.
Fake.
Sean eats those for breakfast.
Yeah,
so-
he sure is a hungry hoppo. That is fake. I'm afraid.
All right.
Yeah.
So,
use that.
so yeah, that's
yeah.
started here. Started here.
We'll talk. We've got
can is
number
purple.
6 is Tricera hops. All right. That one's real.
Yeah. Come on.
Shauna?
Come on.
Okay. All right.
I get 1 point.
That one's real.
It's not even worth it.
Next up, we have Mons City.
Director of the
Can we hire you for some
Deep
name
Hearted?
development?
Absolutely.
Yeah, right.
I just sit back. I would sit back with my
All
arms
day.
folded and come up with these all day.
I think.
Sorry, Dad.
Shaking
Team
my
GM,
chair.
what do you say?
Fake.
No,
Real.
that is real. That is on the tap at the tap in Haverhill.
I would have said real.
It's so it's Martin.
Keeping with the theme, we have Alfred Hitchhops.
I'll say real.
Team GM,
Fake.
fake. That's right.
Alfred Hitchhops.
I just googled like famous directors and then really just tried to like
just went to town. Yeah.
P.T. Ander something. No,
Steven Spielhop.
we've got Sweet Child of Vine. Sweet Child of Vine.
Fake.
Real.
Oh, the tension is palpable. It's real. That's real.
Nice.
All right, and last up in here, we've got Hacksaw Jim Chugging.
So hacksaws like saws.
That's right.
Chug.
Jim Chugging.
I need someone to make this if it's not real.
I'll go fake.
You would.
Fake.
That is real. That is against the grain. Who are the champions of great names of beers?
Wow.
So I don't care what the score is. Great North wins.
Wins. Give it
Round of
another
applause for Great North.
Ding, 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 ding.
One that didn't really qualify, but I had to put it on here. The beer is called Carl Weathers as Dylan in Predator Cascadian Dark Ale by Fort Collins Brewery.
It's a long name.
Longest name. I was like, okay,
That's awesome.
no one tops it.
You can do that when you're in the pub, though.
In my brew,
No, you said Fort Collins, so they have their own brew pub, so you can make ridiculously long names.
oh right, when you have
Oh, you
your
don't
own.
have to trademark them or anything?
Yeah.
I do have an email question, which is fantastic. If you don't mind, a question for. I know we do have a question.
Well, you're coming up with a question. We do have a
I got it right here. How
we have
dare
a
you.
tweet from the
Yeah, good
audience
tweet.
that says,
I'm ready.
"I'm the guy in the white and orange shirt." Hey, Justin.
Hi, Justin.
Shout out.
Hey.
We appreciate
Isn't social media awesome?
We did it. I need a small. Oh, that's perfect. Yeah, it's big. His face right there. No, we do have a quick email question in regards to New Hampshire Beer Week. Very New Hampshire specific, if you don't mind.
Sure.
It's lengthy, so bear with me. We hear that New Hampshire brewers have a brotherhood that allows them to collaborate on many things as they relate to supply chain, brewing help, equipment sharing, and even small business management tips. But at the end of the day, you are all competing for the same shelf space and tap handles and need to make money for your company. How is this different than other companies and industries that you've worked in before?
So I'm not sure it's entirely unique here. A lot is sort of the craft brewery
Right.
or business overall is certainly in this country. But when you look at the stats, so Brew Association just posted some draft numbers for 2015, and craft beer accounts for 12% by volume, about 21% by dollar for market share. So there is a huge portion of the pie that is still, that's still there. That's basically being occupied by the big brewers. So it's really in our interest as all independent brewers to band together and do what we can to help each other out to kind of chip away at that. Still seeing double-digit growth year over year. The Brewers Association has a goal of 20% volume growth by 2020. And I think we're well on our way, as long as, again, we keep an eye on the bigger prize and work together to help each other out. And the other thing for the business is it's, and let's not be douche about it, and have some fun, be good citizens of the craft beer community, and make a go out of it.
I accept.
I don't want to talk anymore. I want to go out on that. That was
Yes.
awesome.
Sean, do you have any final things before? I mean, I'm sure you do. but-
Literally, you're done.
Yeah.
I'm putting the mic down. I gotta go.
Sean, do you have any more
If people are looking for you, where can they find you, and how do they get here?
So we are located at 1050 Holt Avenue in Manchester, just off of exit 6 from 93. Unit number 14, so when you come into 50, we're the very end unit, so you go all the way to the end. Go to our website, see what's going on, greatnorthaleworks.com. Also on Facebook at Great North Aleworks, and on Twitter and Instagram at Great North Ale.
Great North Ale?
Ale.
Yeah.
Ale. I
And
never know if there's an S on the end.
Hashtag go north.
Hashtag go north.
it's the Golden North flag.
Big Civil War discussion here. Didn't know we would get into this.
We've already talked about WWE.
No, we did. It's true. Well, we're going to get into that in a quick second. We'll let you guys go and talk about WrestleMania. No. Do you have any final things you
Yeah,
want to
Rob was
plug?
just reminding me that, so our hours are,
Yeah.
normally we're not open on a Monday night.
Right.
But Craft Beer Week, New Hampshire Craft Beer Week.
Yes.
Thanks.
Go.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we're normally open Thursdays and Fridays from 3 till 7 and Saturday noon till 5.
Excellent.
And our beer is distributed strictly in New Hampshire through Emskig Beverages. We are basically wherever better beer is found.
Draft and can.
Draft and cans.
Excellent.
So we are in the big chains and certainly the smaller stores such as Bert's Better Beers, the beer store, Lady's Dog, etc. So support your local beer store.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Great way to end it.
Do you have any events coming up?
Oh, yeah, for sure. New Year week.
Yeah, so, this Thursday, so tonight was the release of our summer seasonal tie-dye on draft. We'll be canning it this week. So on Thursday here in the tasting room, we're doing a case special. So 6-pack each of all 4 of our brands that we can. So this is kind of big for us this week that we're actually
It's like a
canning.
variety case pack.
Exactly. So 6-pack smoking, IPA, robust vanilla porter, and tie-dyed. We're running
It's a
special
solid
for
case.
$32.
Was I say that again?
What was that?
You said $32?
Yes.
Okay.
He's putting in his calendar right now. He's going to be here.
Okay, that's great.
And
Please
yes,
line up here tonight. And just we'll
I'm
wait.
camping out.
Yeah.
and then on Friday, as we mentioned earlier, we'll have the Firkin tie-dyed on Friday. That'll be available in pints and 4-ounce samples. Sorry, no growler fills. And that'll be here till it's gone. And I think that's everything we have going on this week.
Nice.
Back,
From
yes.
the crew and back. Yeah, it's like an 80s music video there, just leaning up against a brick wall, just loving it. Yeah. Lisa and Rob, appreciate you guys having us. Everyone at Great North here, and there's pizza to be had. It's getting cold, so you might want to get some. But raise a glass, everyone here, you guys, and well, cheers
Thank you for coming.
to success.
Cheers.
Yeah,
Thank you guys so much for having us.
and happy beer week, guys. We have 7 more days left of this, so start drinking. Start drinking.
Yeah.
Okay.
Water.
Thanks, guys.